But thought we got a lot of good work in. Our focus had great energy and effort in all that we did, and a lot of guys got lots of reps, especially these new guys that get a chance to get out there and did some extra. Some group work with all those guys and trying to get as many guys on film as we can. And so I thought it was a lot of positives. So good first day, great start to fall camp.
Coach, every day is valuable, of course, but on the first day, what's the most you can expect?
Well, to me, first of all, it's how locked in are they? The ability that you can kind of see. The thing that always you watch for in the beginning is you have these summer workouts that we as coaches cannot be at, and we call them, player practices, player-led practices. And the negative of not being out there is you sometimes can get some bad habits, and you're talking 2 months full of that. And so the hope was that this year, with all the leadership that we have and just all that we did leading up to it, to try to prevent some of those negative habits. And once again, I have to just base it off of, just what I see here, And so to me, it was, I thought it was a lot crisper than it's been, with more guys involved, which is a reflection of, good things. But I still think, on defense, when guys in that setting over the summer, there's no coaches out there making them chase the football. They don't have that ingrained in yet. And the average high school kid, doesn't understand that concept. So I still, from our younger guys, I didn't see that the way I want to see it. So the other older guys, which I expected, so we got to get that. But I thought that our older guys brought in some good habits from the summer. We had a couple drop balls, but not a lot of them. And I think that's critical. That's another thing I'm looking at. We emphasize that so much with the judge machines, all the work you do in the summertime. So I look for things like that, to make sure we carry no negative habits into to day one, and then also just getting a lot of guys lots of reps. We're just trying to get them all on film so we can evaluate them, and then the process begins.
Coach, you talked about you get to see a lot during the summer. Coach Blue and his staff, a year and a half with these guys. Physically, how do you feel like they look?
Well, I think there's a difference, but I see them all the time, so it's not as noticeable to me probably. But I know the numbers show that. But just physically, I kind of rely on guys that, people that come that maybe watch us today, they haven't seen us since spring as far as our actual practice and haven't come to the workouts, and so they kind of give me a gauge on that. But as far as just my perception, I think yes, we got a good-looking football team that's just got to continue to develop, and even that, we got 10 workouts during fall camp in the weight room, and we talked about that yesterday. Every one of those workouts matters, and we want to get stronger, we want to get better throughout the season. And so, but I think our strength staff's done a great job with our guys, and just seeing them out here running around and with more weight on them and more muscle mass, and lean muscle mass is the objective. I think that's what you're seeing.
A lot of deflections today, but I know you're expecting kind of turnovers off those deflections.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, we want those takeaways, and we had a couple drops off of tip balls, and I know it's a little bit frustrating for the O-line because they can't, they're not live because there's no pads, and so then D-line can get their hands up, and then you get that natural back and forth with that. But at the same time, as we say on defense, tip balls are pick balls, and I want those to be interceptions, and so we had 2 chances to get those. Got a forced takeaway at the end there. You can kind of debate on whether the whistle blown yet or not, but defense obviously is going to take it, and I would too when I was in that role, so I don't blame them whatsoever. But the whistle was probably blown. But at the same time, the consciousness of raking at the football, So yeah, we want to get some more picks, but at the same time, it's a matter of knowing how the tempo of practice.
With the quarterback, it looked like all 3 main guys got some work in with the ones.
We did that by design, where all 3 got works with the 1s, 2s, and 3s. So it really wasn't necessarily in any specific order, but especially these first few practices, we're going to see a lot of that. I just want to make sure that they're all getting an opportunity to work with each group, because really for them it's just executing the offense, and so we're not, there's no, it's not live up front, obviously, without pads. As that gets more and more live and more physical, then we'll probably get the numbers a little bit.
It seemed like some of your big plays were to the running backs, and I know that's something that Coach DeBoer emphasized, the one downfield, the winners, and the one cool guys.
Yeah, and it's part of what we want to be able to do. Those are some of our best players on the team. Get them the football creatively. Obviously, you have your traditional ways of getting running backs the ball, but we want to be able to get those guys touches and help them create those explosive plays out of the backfield.
Obviously, quarterbacks, I'm sure there's ups and downs for each of them. How much is it just about consistency day to day, seeing?
Yeah, it is, and every day matters, and we'll log every single completion percentage and execution and mental, execution or mental mistakes, and the counter of those 2 things working against each other, working together. It's just about, evaluation. That's what it is. You go through and you're going to watch every single play, every single day. You're going to grade it, you're going to evaluate it, and that's how that's going to work. And it's the same way with every position. We'll go through in very specific detail. We'll go over, who's chasing the football, who executes right on defense. That's going to be the guys that play. and once we get pads on, who can finish plays. You know, those are going to be the things that we're looking for at every position. The quarterback position, which gets the most attention, and rightly so. You know, we're going to do the same thing.
Miles Marshall had a few good catches today. What are your thoughts on?
You know, he's had a great off season. Thought he had a really strong spring. Thought he worked really hard this summer and caught a ton of balls. You know, on judgment scenes and all the things we try to do with those guys throwing together, throwing more as a quarterback and receiver core. So yeah, I got big expectations for him. He's a big receiver that can run and he's very smooth in and out of his breaks. And we're going to need them all. We're going to need every one of those receivers to rise up and play really, really well. So I was encouraged by the way he made some really good, strong, contested catches in there, and that's what you want to see.
How good was it to see that fumble recovery and touchdown?
Yeah, you know, well, that is what we are on defense. I mean, when we say we have three things that we hang our hat on. That's the method of how we're going to play great defense and be a top 25 defense, and the first one is takeaways. And so to be able to have, you know, Raekwon was the guy who did it, to be able to rake that football out of there, it obviously emphasizes ball security on offense when that happens, but, you know, just conscious effort of taking it from the offense, and that's how you win games. And you that's a scoop and score. And, you know, you score on defense, you know, you're going to have a great chance of winning ball games.
Defense set their tone today. I mean,
There's no doubt. Yeah, they did, and that to me is what is so critical. And we got so many guys back from last year, off such a young group that did create a lot of takeaways, but was not consistent as far as a defense. And so, but that's maturity creates that too. But also, you know, a leader like Raekwon making those kind of plays is what you want to see.